Hey everybody, it's Chief Gen X. Tonight I want to go through something that's been part of my family's tradition, I should say, for a while now. Um, I got a 17-year-old who's pretty much a Lego maniac, ninja. I said Lego ninja, and a Nerf gun uh, fanatic, I guess you'd say. Um, just put it this way, she got a lot of Nerf guns. A lot. Enough to the point where even I'm impressed. Um, and the Nerf guns haven't been, she's not the only one that's been with the Nerf gun thing. Um, I've got her siblings, three siblings before her, were the same way. Um, but they weren't near as bad. Or I'd say near as bad, near as to this point of Nerf mania as she is. My daughter Rebecca, one year I got her, my brother, her brother, and I think that was it. Some Nerf guns for Christmas one time. So back then, Mama didn't want guns in the house, so the closest thing we could get was a Nerf gun. No BB guns, because give it to Dad. He went out there to shoot squirrels with it, and that's the last thing that she wanted to hear. She wanted to do shoot the birds with it. I wasn't going to shoot the squirrels. Squirrels are actually cool. But so we said Nerf guns were good. So we started getting Nerf guns. I got them, the little ones, because I wanted to, first I get them the little ones and see how they do and see how they like them. And they like them. Of course, they got my DNA. They're ready to rock and roll at any time they want and they can. Their biggest thing was squirt guns. With the other ones, they were squirt guns. With my youngest one, it's Nerf guns. And the other three, my daughter Rebecca and my son Josh, they both got Nerf guns for 1 year, from 2008, for Christmas '08. And they were messing around in the house with them. It was back when we lived in Texas, and we had a 2-story house. So they go up and down the stairs, and like roll. By that time, Mom had enough. She said, "All right, gonna do it. Go outside and play. It's the middle of, don't care if it's the middle of December. You're gonna play with them things. Don't play with them up and down the stairs. Either on the ground floor or upstairs or outside, but no combinations thereof." And they were like, "Okay, fine, shit." So Rebecca, my devious one, decided she'd get a little wild hair up her butt, and me, being at the end of the day, it was Christmas. I'm tired. Santa Claus has been helping out. Santa Claus pack up stuff, wrap stuff from the night before. I got a little tired, and I was laying in my chair, sitting in my chair, and I had my dog with me. I remember sitting in the chair, leaning all the way back, relaxing, and I heard some snickering. That type of snickering where you like some devious in it. And knowing that snickering, I kind of raised up and I looked around, and one of the kids ran upstairs. I was like, okay, never big, no big deal. Next thing I know, I lay my head back down, and I hear this pop, a distinct pop of a Nerf gun being shot. Didn't open my eyes, didn't know nothing, didn't even move. Like, it happens every day. I'm gonna have to get used to this. It's gonna happen even more. All right. Next thing I know, not more than 2 seconds later, I feel this on my forehead. Yeah, my daughter Rebecca, stone cold shot her daddy right between the eyes, in the forehead, with a Nerf gun. Now, the simple fact of getting shot in between the eyes with a Nerf gun is no big deal. People get that shot all the time with that. The fact of the matter was, it was 25 feet away, with a little bitty Nerf gun about that damn big, and she popped that sucker, hit the perfect arch where it come across the living room, come out of the foyer into the living room, and popped me right on my forehead while I'm sleeping, or while I've got my eyes closed. My dog didn't even flinch. He just kind of looked his head up, and you got nailed, and let his head back down. I'm like, the hell? I look down and there's this Nerf dart. I'm like, and I look up and everybody's running except for poor Rebecca. She froze because she can't believe she died. I was like, you shoot this? She's like, yeah, Dad. I'm like, you do know that does mean war, right? She's like, pfft. And she just looks at me. She goes, I just hit you from 25 feet away in the forehead. I don't have a problem. Tag, you're it, old man, and hauled ass. I'm like, and I just couldn't knock it. I'm like, damn, that's good. That was skill. I was like, man. But it was skill. It would, because she had proven she could do it again. Later on, a couple weeks later. Well, I'm stone cold asleep. Didn't feel it, but apparently there was cameras. It was back before video camera, on your phone. They actually had a camera set up. And nailed me for it. But so it kind of started the trend, and give them a couple of Nerf guns here and there. And we didn't get crazy with them, just but they loved playing with them. They loved playing with the squirt guns. They loved playing with the Nerf guns. It was always a good time. There was always a lot of popping and hollering and hooting. And normally we get thrown out of the house, and within 5 minutes of playing with it, because Mom's like, "Get your butts out of the house! Don't want to hear you. Don't want to hear this." Not, you hear this beller on the top of them, "Not in the house." Okay, shit, out the door we go. And of course, I'm one of them. So the oldest kid in the house is getting his butt chewed off like the other ones are. All right. My oldest daughter, by this time she's starting to live with her now husband. We were just dating at the time. She'd come over and we'd run around the house, and Nerf darts be laying all over the ground. She's like, "Oh crap, okay. Let me guess, Dad started this one." Everybody's like, "Of course Dad did." No, Dad didn't, but I always get blamed for it. As usual, Everybody's like, "Who did it?" They all point at me. I'm like, "Hey, wait a minute." And of course, it's always Dad's fault, so what the hell. All right. On comes my youngest one, April. April is considerably younger than Rebecca, who is the youngest of the first four. She's about 14 years younger than April, or than Rebecca. April is 14 years younger than Rebecca. But those girls did spared no expense in relaying everything that they could possibly could and passing it down to my now 17-year-old April, youngest one, who's a genius, by the way. Little tricks of the trade, as many as she could find. That, by the way, that's her. And one of those was the love of Nerf guns that passed it down. And she just, she was like, she got a little thing about Nerf guns. And I had, about the time, right after I moved up here to where I'm at now with her, and she had expressed her interest in Nerf guns because she had seen her brother have one. I think he had a really old one, and she wanted one. She's like, "Dad, if he's gonna have one, I gotta have one because this ain't fair." Okay, fine. Well, Fat Man comes around, Santa Claus comes around, she gets a couple of Nerf guns. She's stoked. She's stoked. She loves them. She fell in love with them. About the same time, she fell in love with the Legos. So, it's kind of one of those things. Okay, is a Lego this time around? Is a Nerf gun? And when she fell in love with them, she fell in love with them. She was looking all over the place for them. Well, throughout the last 8 or 9 years that she has had this infatuation, this romance with Nerf guns, she has collected probably well over 75 Nerf guns. And I'm not kidding when I say this, 75 Nerf guns from everywhere she could possibly think of. She was going there. The Goodwill place, Sears, Walmart, different Goodwill stores in different towns. And she was on it like a bad habit. She was on it like right on race. And she was determined. And so to this day, she's calmed down quite a bit on it because she got into her studies in college. But she has still, to this day, a love of Nerf guns. Now, with that said, with this love of Nerf guns, as she was growing up, she had to have somewhere to take where to practice on with these things. Um, her mom and I lived in different places, so she'd come over to Dad's place. She'd practice over there. She, just another. Her brother lived with me for a while, so therein lies a perfect target. She loved, I mean, still to this day, loves to pick on her brother. And when those Nerf guns came around, it was it. That was it. It was on like Donkey Kong. She barged right in his room, just guns ablazing. She'd have one in each hand, just firing away. And when he got married, his wife, Sarah, would just sit there and she'd open the door and look at Sarah, and Sarah's like, "Don't let me stop you." And that's exactly what she said. "Don't let me stop you. Have at it." She'd get up out of the bed, come into the living room, hang out with me, while April was in there tagging my son like he was a freaking paper target. And I mean tagging him from head to toe. she wasn't holding back anything. And she'd make sure she got it done while he had his Nerf guns put away. And she made sure when she came in there, she knew exactly where they were at. This child was diabolical. She knew exactly where his guns were at, where his ammunition was at, because she would make him put, just like a regular gun, put the guns on one place, and the ammunition the other. She made him do that. I mean, straight up made him. "You're gonna do this, that. If I gotta do it, you gotta do it." I'm like, "Oh boy, here we go." And knowing damn well she did not have to do that, nor did she. But my son, he didn't care. He's like, "All right, whatever. No big deal, Dad." All right. And Nerf guns, last time I checked, are not going to leave a whelp on him, so he wasn't worried about it a bit. To this day, he doesn't care. Whatever. He's got his dad's mentality with that one. He's like, whatever. It's just a Nerf gun. Ain't going to hurt none. And it didn't until he'd get caught in the special areas every once in a while. He'd be like, "Ah!" Okay. But she had a love. She still has a love of Nerf guns. And when she was younger, from 8 to, let's say, it was about 10. Yeah, about 10, before she moved down where she's at now. She would just, before my son moved out, my son and his wife at the time, they're still living, but when his wife and him moved out, that's when he got relief from the Nerf guns. That was the only time he would get any relief from the Nerf guns, because when she came down there and I had her for 2 or 3 days or whatever it was, I'd have her. She just constantly, she'd come home, she'd get her work done, she'd get her homework done, she'd do the little chores that she had to do around the house a little bit, and then it was on. She'd dig in the Nerf guns that she had left she'd left them in my place, and dug them out and just would commence to tagging that boy. I mean, tagging him till supper time. Because she knew after supper it was no more bad, shower, shower time, shower, bath time, whatever it is, then it's off the bed. So she made sure she got her homework done. She got her tagging time. I call it her tagging time. Her tagging time ain't done before supper time. She made sure she got all of her stuff done, so she had plenty of time to tag the snot out of my son. And it was some things that you just, if you didn't seen it fully, I was just like, okay, whatever. And he didn't care. My son, like I said, my son didn't care. He's like, it's the only time she gets to have, the time he got to spend time with her, because he knew. So it was like, that was her love. Well, Dad didn't help out matters much after that. Every time we went to the store, and I would, she'd go to Goodwill, she'd go to her place, I'd point out things to her, point things out to her. I helped her out quite a bit with this stuff. I mean, I was like, yeah, this don't look too bad, and her mom would help her out occasionally, not quite to the level where Dad would, say, hey, look at this one, I don't think you got this one, and she'd go in there, oh, no, I don't have that one, and we would go around these stores and come around getting close to Christmas time, and, the seasons would ramp up, and the toy stores and Walmarts and the Kmarts and the places like that would stock up on these, unique special toys or whatever, the Christmas time stuff. And lo and behold, there'd always be a classic or a new style Nerf gun out there that April knew she didn't have, and she had to have it. So she's like, "Dad, take a picture of that because you're gonna need that. You're gonna need that information." Okay, and of course, I'm taking a picture of it and sending it off to her mom. So check this out. One year, we saw, well, I thought it was pretty cool, a sniper rifle. And if you ever seen a kid drool over something, that child, she drooled. I mean, she was like, blah, 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 blah. She sat there and she goes, "I gotta have it. I gotta have it now." I'm like, "No, we ain't having it right now." And all you do is, because I knew from my point, if I was gonna get that thing, there would have been two of them walking out of it. I would have walked out with two of them that night, one for her, one for me, because that thing was that badass. I was like, oh, it had the tripod on it. It had the freaking magazine where you could hold 5 more because it was the big darts. It looked like an M50 Beretta all the way. I mean, I was like, oh. And I had to put my foot down for me and her, saying, "Nope, can't do it, can't do it." Because I know I would have walked out of there with 2 of them that night. And I just let her into it, and I probably got my butt chewed up by her mom, but, so we didn't do that because I didn't feel like getting my butt chewed up, and I didn't. Yeah. So, it just every year they come out with something new. One year I bought her one the drum, the drum on it. That was pretty noisy, and she played with that for a while, but it was noisy. And then mom found her one. This is when I knew mom had a bug for it too. This is when mom found her one, same style, but it was quiet. I mean, it was super quiet. And this was all that she needed to know to terrorize her neighborhood with the boys. And she was still 11, 12 years old down there, terrorizing the boys with the one she had, the drum style she had. Now the one is noisy, like the one I got her. It was noisy, so they knew where she was at. They knew where she was coming, but they still couldn't get away from her because the distance on that thing was 50 feet. And at 50 feet, you felt it. I'm here to witness. You felt it at 50 feet. So when she got the silent one, the boys hated him because she's sneaky as the day is long. She's quiet. She's the perfect sniper. Honestly, she's quiet. She's sneaky. She's underhanded. And she don't care. She will inflict pain upon you and laugh at you. Didn't bother her a bit. To this day, it still doesn't bother her a bit. So, so she loves her Nerf guns. Don't get as many Nerf gun wars as we used to nowadays. Nowadays, it's been mostly it's Lego stuff, but those are things that that's how it all started with her. I got grandkids now that I can pass on that level of Nerf guns to them. My son has a son of his own now. He's 9 months old. Grandpa's gonna have to start. Papa's gonna start stocking up on Nerf guns. So when the little man gets a little older, and you hold him up, he's gonna learn how to shoot a Nerf gun, and then we will pass that tradition on to the next generation. And it's something that's really cool. I like to do, and I know, and I didn't expect honestly, I didn't expect one of my girls to have that, that thing, that to get that bug. But then again, with who their dad is, you expect, oh, cool, they're going to have it. Woo woo, they're off and running. And being the youngest one having it, it's even better because, being around her, which is cool stuff. But Nerf guns are very much a part of my child's life. She has, like I said, she got 75 to 80 of them at least. She uses them at least once every 3 or 4 months. She'll break them out, start popping them off. Thankfully I'm not the target no more. I don't know what is or who is nowadays, but it's not mom, it's not dad. That's all I'm worried about. And that's, but she does love her guns, and she does still play with them to this day at 17. So I'm very happy. I'm very impressed with that. So you have it, folks. The history of the Nerf guns and the Robinson family and how it got started. If you like these stories, hit the like buttons, hit the subscribe buttons, share it out. I got more material. I got more stuff like that. You just gotta tell me. You gotta tell me you like them. You know, right? Let me know you like it so I can keep on pumping them out. All right. This is Chief Gen X, and y'all have a good day and blessed day. Chief Gen X is out.